So this is quite an exciting find in our kick sample. We have a European eel safely released back into the river. Is it a worm? Is it a snake? Is it a sea serpent from the Sargasso Sea? Let me introduce you to one of our most remarkable fish species, the European eel. The European eels have one of the most remarkable life cycles and migration patterns of any of the fish species we'll find in the UK. They begin life in the Sargasso Sea, which is a landless body of water characterized by dense mats of sargassum seaweed bound by oceanic currents, and they hatch out as these bizarre ribbon-like larvae, which will then drift on the currents for up to 2 years before they make it back to continental Europe. At that point, they'll metamorphosize into glass eels, which are these strange little transparent noodles that begin to look like what we might recognize as eels. These glass eels will then move up into the tidal reaches of our rivers and start their upstream migrations to where they're going to find their feeding grounds. And during this period, they become elvers. And once the elvers have reached where they're going to mature, they become what's called a yellow eel or green eel, and they'll sit, eat, and slowly grow for up to 20 years, or sometimes longer, before at some stage they'll hear the call of the ocean once again and begin their return journey. And at this point, they become something called silver eels, and they'll go through these amazing changes where their eyes get bigger, their fins elongate, and their digestive system completely shuts down. And they'll make their way back towards the ocean and begin their return journey to the Sargasso Sea. And this is an amazing migration of over 5,000 kilometres where they'll breed and ultimately die. So this incredible life cycle of migration makes European eels vulnerable to a range of threats throughout their lifespans, from overfishing to habitat destruction. But one chronic threat are barriers in our rivers. These barriers not only stop juvenile eels from being able to move up and colonise freshwater habitats to mature, but the barriers delay the adults on their return journey when their energy reserves are a critical resource. Sadly, European eels have seen over a 90% population decline since the 1980s, and they're now listed as critically endangered. So this is just one example of why the removal of barriers or their mitigation is really essential for our freshwater species.